Right, good evening. This is Gandalf the Red, and I am going to do a very quick review of the game this evening between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, which finished about an hour ago. So I watched the game. It was a very, very strange game in the sense that Crystal Palace started very well. Liverpool have, of course, lost to Palace 3 times this season already, and you could tell at the beginning that Crystal Palace had absolutely no fear of this Arne Slot team as they took control of possession. They fired several shots onto the goal of Freddie Woodman, who is Liverpool's third goalkeeper this season, but he had a very good game. Managed to keep a clean sheet up until the half-hour mark, and then eventually what happened was on the 35-minute mark, Alexander Isak took control of a mishit shot from Alexis McAllister and struck the ball into the net for his fourth goal as a Liverpool player. And from memory, I think that is his first goal at Anfield in the league for Liverpool. Okay, and then 5 minutes before half-time, we had an excellent move involving Florian Wirtz and Curtis Jones. They set Andrew Robertson through on the left-hand side, and then when Robertson put the ball in, I could not help but remember how Robbie Fowler at his peak used to pass the ball into the net. So I don't quite know what's happened to Andrew Robertson. Where is the Andrew Robertson that we know and love, the one that blazes the ball over the bar, usually into row Z? I don't know what happened to him, but he passed the ball into the net rather like Jimmy Greaves from the 1960s or Robbie Fowler from the 1990s. It was an absolutely fantastic goal from the Scotsman only a few weeks before his Anfield departure, which will take place in May in a few weeks' time. Okay, so what a way to end his Liverpool career if this is his last goal as a Liverpool player. So then what happened in the second half was that Crystal Palace came out. I think they dominated the second half in terms of possession. They had a number of chances, in my opinion. They could have scored perhaps 3 or 4 goals. Liverpool somehow survived. Crystal Palace did score in the end, but then Florian Wirtz made the game safe towards the end with an excellent goal outside of the foot, similar to a Trivela, not quite a full Trivela, but it went into the top corner and Liverpool came out as 3-1 winners against Crystal Palace. Okay, but I think if there is anything bigger than the result itself, and the result is of course very, very important in the quest to qualify for next season's Champions League. If there is anything that is more important than the result itself, then the injury to Mohamed Salah is certainly very, very big news indeed. Okay, so Mohamed Salah famously barely gets injured. Him and Sadio Mane famously hardly ever got injured as Liverpool players, but just with a few weeks left, Mohamed Salah unfortunately today in the second half pulled up. Looked like he was in quite a bit of pain. He was smiling, but it looked like a very rueful smile rather than a smile of joy. And I think that tomorrow morning, probably they will have some type of scan at Melwood to determine the extent of the injury. Okay, so if it is a pull, if it is just a pull, then perhaps he might be out for a period of 3 weeks, which gives him the possibility of returning to Anfield for the final game of the season to say goodbye to the fans in a befitting manner, considering the career that he has had at Liverpool. He currently stands, of course, on 255 goals. Okay. Now, if it is more serious than that, if it is, for example, what they call a grade 2 hamstring injury, this is what they call a grade 2 tear, then it is possible that he is out for 3 to 8 weeks, and that could be potentially a devastating blow, not just for Mohamed Salah as an individual, but also for the Egyptian national team, because in the second week of June, of course, we have the World Cup in the United States, and Mohamed Salah is, of course, the captain of the Egyptian team. Okay, so if it's a grade 1 problem, he's out for 3 weeks. He might even return for Liverpool on the last day of the season. If it's a grade 2 hamstring injury, then he's going to be out for 3 to 8 weeks. And of course, the worst hamstring injuries, grade 3s, which are really horrendous tears. They are extremely rare, but they do happen from time to time. That could mean that Mohamed Salah is out of football totally for a period of 3 to 6 months. Okay, so it was a good result for Liverpool. In that they got the 3 points, which is always the most important thing. I don't think they played particularly well overall. I think the team looked wide open. And if Crystal Palace had a deadly number 9 on the pitch, I think they probably would have drawn the game 2-2 or even 3-all. But the big news in terms of injuries coming out is that Mohamed Salah may have played his last game for Liverpool Football Club. And this would not be the type of ending that he would have envisaged, because when he announced his departure 2 months ago, I'm sure in his mind he wanted to end his Liverpool career perhaps in an FA Cup final, or perhaps in a Champions League final, or at the very least he wanted to end it on the pitch, perhaps with a goal in his final game. But that is not looking very likely at the moment, although perhaps tomorrow we might get some good news. We might find out that it was a pull rather than a fully blown tear. So overall this afternoon there has been plenty of good news for Liverpool in that they have stretched their lead from Chelsea to 8 points, and they should really now be absolutely safe in their quest to qualify for the Champions League. Florian Wirtz got a very, very impressive goal towards the end of the game. That was his first goal since January the 31st when he scored in the 4-1 demolition of Newcastle. But unfortunately, as seems to be the case with most Liverpool games now, there is a shadow of an injury hanging over the game. So we will find out tomorrow morning if Mohamed Salah is out for the season, and we will find out tomorrow if he is in fact out of the World Cup. Okay, but thank you so much for your time. Please like the video, please subscribe because I tend to upload daily nowadays, and please leave your comments in the comment section. Do you think Mohamed Salah will be back? Do you think that he is going to the World Cup? And what do you think about the Liverpool performance overall today? Was it convincing enough for you to allow Arne Slot to remain as the Liverpool manager for next season? Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you again very, very soon.
But there's nothing down.
The rest of the lads ain't got it sussed.
We'll have to learn them to talk like us.
Well, I'm repping now.